welcome to Friday's bonus edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I get to try and do just that and tackle today's Times Cryptic crossword live for you on screen. Now, I've already been told that this puzzle is an absolute banger, apparently. Shout out to Robert Chewton, who dropped me an email this morning. Solves under the pseudonym of Zista. In fact, let's have a look. See, oh, there, 1423. And Robert's a very good solver. In fact, if we actually have a quick look, the first name here that I know I think is genuine is Moan. I think that's John McCabe. 820. Now, John's been solving Times crosswords for the last year in mad times. So, Verlaine, Matthew Marcus, is the Times crossword champion. 12 minutes for Matthew. So this is definitely hard. In fact, there's very few. Yeah, because normally the typists, the people who solve it in advance or find the answers in the internet, and they type them in as quickly as they can, they sort of occupy the top slots. And even the typists seem to have found this one difficult. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it with some trepidation, I hasten to add. A couple of things to mention first, though. If you watch this video in the UK, you may like to know that Mark is on countdown today. So I think it's maybe 2:10 UK time. It's his second go at countdown, and yeah, you may like to watch and see how he gets on. Also, if you like watching Mark solve cryptic crosswords of the very brutal variety, Mark's solve of this month's, or is it last month's, whatever the order is, he's just released a new video on Patreon where he solves the Times Club Monthly Special, which is a brutal puzzle, and he always tries to do it without a dictionary, which is something mere mortals should not attempt. It's worth watching. Then I need to shout out a birthday actually today. It's lovely that I'm doing birthdays in these crossword videos as well. Victoria, you've turned 31 today, and I know this because your husband Dimitri wrote to us and thought you might like a shout out. I hope you have a brilliant day. I hope, of course, you have chocolate cake. And Dimitri is one of those names that is synonymous with amazing crosswords, because Dimitri, of course, is the pseudonym of John Grimshaw, a legendary crossword setter in the Listener crossword series. Now, there was one other thing I wanted to mention, which one of my friends on Facebook, Peter Biddlecombe, a former Times crossword champion, posted yesterday that made me laugh. He wanted to test whether Google's AI Bard was any better than ChatGPT at solving cryptic crossword clues. So he gave it this clue. Can you solve this cryptic crossword clue? Sadly, a Mexican's one obsessed with it. Now, if you're interested in what the actual answer to this clue is, it's a sex maniac, because one obsessed with it is a euphemism for sex. So an anagram of a Mexicans is sex maniac. So that's the answer that Google Bard should have come up with. And I just love the response here. Sure, the answer to the cryptic clue, sadly a Mexican's one obsessed with it, 3-6, is taco. I mean, it's the sort of sheer nonchalance. It's the cool aspect. Yes, that's the answer. I can tell you that for sure. It's definitely taco. I mean, I think AI's got some way to go. Some way to go before we're sort of in a war game scenario. Let's hope so, anyway. Right, anyway, with that said and done, I hope that made you smile. Let's have a look at today's Times Cryptic crossword. It's this one. It's not the quick cryptic we want. It's this one. Let's get cracking. Is it in the right place on the screen? I think so. Right, rush towards Rome, it's warmer. Towards Rome always makes me think we might be looking at Latin, which is terrifying. Rush towards Rome, it's warmer. I mean, I have to just say at the start, that is a brilliant clue, because I have no idea. I've got the right glasses on. No. Yes. Once I take the glasses off, can't see the glasses well enough to know. Anyway, his few faults, one loudly broaches. His few faults. It feels like this is an anagram of something to me. Ooh, okay, I haven't got this, by the way, but the word his in a clever cryptic crossword, we have to be prepared to read that as highs. I saw that in a saber clue once. Highs as in hellos. I mean, what if the answer to this was, it's not hellos, but his few faults, one loudly broaches. Loudly is often F from musical scores. I don't know what that is at all. One who succeeded, an heir, in broadcast once before. Ooh. I wonder if that's... It can't be that, can it? Ear. That's not, that doesn't sound like air to me. H-E-I-R. Oh, air I saw. Maybe it could be air I saw. That might be E-R-E. Maybe there are different pronunciations of the word. I mean, it's not going to be very useful. It's going to give me E's as checking letters. Okay, unsurprisingly, this is a bad start. Let's have a look at 4 across. British don't have to fight. That need not be understood. British don't have to fight. That need not be understood. These clues are clever because I have no idea what any of them are getting at. Right, let's try 5. Boy phoning, ringing. No Scottish or Italian number. Oh no, don't be in the name of an Italian opera song. Don't be. It's going to be, isn't it? An Italia, a number, as in a song, is what I think is going on here. Laugh. Okay, I think it might begin lad for boy. Phoning. Ringing, no Scottish. Scottish word for no? Nay? Lad. I want to say La Dolce Vita, but it's not that, I don't think. Lad. Oh, that's horrible. That is a horrible clue. Can I make use of this D? Signal folder can provide something enthralling. Signal folder can provide something enthralling. I don't know what this is. This is a dreadful start. Pole say, heading off, find somewhere to go. Okay, well, Poles are Slavic people, I think. So if we take the head off the word Slav, S-L-A-V, we get lav. And a lav is short for a lavatory, which is somewhere you might go to the loo. So I think that's lav, which is, I mean, that's not easy, is it? Right, C in Roman Square. Ooh, what's that going to be? Piazza or something? A once leading British female missionary. What? Seen in Roman Square? Is that going to... please don't let that be a Latin word for a square number, like the Latin word for 4, for example. I don't know. What's this one? Black hat. British don't have to fight. That need not be understood. Don't have to. I quite like lack there. So black, B for British, don't have to. Lack. Fight, that need not be understood. Black ops. Don't know. Maybe oligarchs rage after charge for possessing island. Maybe oligarch. An oligarch rage after charge for possessing island. Wow, this is monstrous. Absolutely monstrous. Driver from west heading that way. I love it though. I mean, this is what I hope we get every Friday, because it's properly difficult. Medical procedure, welcome before finding work. Medical procedure, welcome could be high, before finding work. Medical procedure. Why is my phone buzzing at me? Let me just check that. That's nothing urgent. That's fine. That's not important. Okay, I think we're going to have to keep going. I need to get some letters in this crossword. So, the most fatuous thing anyone has ever said. Surprisingly, many falling in with parking issue regulation. Surprisingly, many falling in with parking. So that feels like an anagram of many falling in and the letter P, which is an abbreviation for parking. And then issue regulation. Okay, what could that be? Family planning? Oh yes, that's right. Issue as in your issue or your offspring. So regulations to do with one's offspring might be family planning. Oh, that's very clever. That's very clever. But at least we've got an answer in. Okay, that gives us an F in one down. See, this feels like an anagram. His few faults one loudly broaches. Few. It's just a weird wording. Faults. What are faults? Vices? One loudly. I mean, I want that to be IF here. One for I for one, and then F for loudly. I don't know. That's really interesting. 13 down. Officers in reserve prepared retreats after fighting. Oh, goodness. Officers in reserve prepared. Reserve prepared could be an anagram of reserve. Retreats after fighting. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is the medical procedure. No, don't know that. Oh, look. Okay, we've got an A here. So I wonder if this has got SNE in it. I mean, this Y here. That would be. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I think we're looking for an Italian song. La Donna e. Oh, is there something? La Donna e. I want to put a C there, if that's right. If that was Donna. On phone or something. On a call. Oh. La Donna e. Ringing. No Scottish. Oh. Boy phoning. If you're phoning, you're online or something, or on a call. Ringing, so that rings, it goes around. No in Scottish, I'm going to claim that's nay. See, or there, I wonder if it ends in OR. La Donna e Calor or something, on call for phoning. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I quite like Donna, so I'm going to go 14 across, beginning with N. Description of sister, maybe nunnish or something. We understand that's universally unpopular. We understand that's universally unpopular. Nun-like. I think it's nun-like, as in, if we were to write nun-like, Nonelike, we'd be, if nobody likes something, it is universally unpopular. And this is a homophone, so we understand is telling us it's how we hear it. We need to. So nun-like, Nunlike, might be a word. I mean, I've never heard it. But nun-like, you might be a description of a sister as somebody in a nunnery. And it sounds like Nonelike, like, which would be a phrase or a word that suggests something is universally unpopular because nobody likes it. So I quite like that. Now that gives us a weird ending for 6 down. Its time unit of key personnel stood on 2 legs. Oh, 2 legs, right, 2 legs. The onside in cricket is the leg side. So if something is on 2 legs, it might be that on at the end, and it's a time unit. Gosh, I think I'm reasonably good at units of, scientific units, but I'm obviously not. It's time unit key personnel. Well, who are the key personnel? They are the HR. One can take views on whether HR are the key personnel. Personnel might be HR. So maybe it's key as in a musical key and then HR for personnel. Quite like that. So HR. What could this be then? Chronon or something? Oh, well, chronos is, or chronology is the study of time. So a time unit might be a chronon. Never heard of it. And that would fit in with black, wouldn't it? Here. British don't have to fight. Black. That need not be understood. Black art, maybe. There's a black art, something that doesn't have to be understood. Dark arts. That's different, isn't it, really? Black. What's the first letter of this, then? Oh, I don't know. Seen in Roman Square. A once leading British female missionary. I mean, if this is the name of a British female missionary, I have not got a Scooby-Doo what it is. A once leading British female. Gosh, I mean, this is not easy. Maybe oligarch. Millionaire? Billionaire? Billionaire, quite like for an oligarch. Black. To fight is to box. Black box. Yes, okay. Black. Something's black box. Oh my goodness, look at this. X blank V. Billionaire, though. Let's have a look at that. Billionaire. So an oligarch might be a billionaire. Rage is ire. After charge for possessing island. Bill is a charge. Charge for possessing. It's something like bill on for charge for possessing. No, charge for bill on. And that possesses I for island. And that gives billionaire. Wow. Now, can we get this then? Seen in Roman Square. Xavier. Xavier is it's a name, isn't it? Why is that right? Vier, V-I-E-R. I thought that was the German word for 4. Is it Latin for 4 as well? It might be. In which case, it might be a Roman square. A seen in Roman. Oh no! Or what about? Oh, XVI. XVI is 16. So it's not. It's talking about Roman numerals. So we've got 16, which is obviously a square number, square of 4. So seen in Roman square, we put an A, and that gives us XAVI. Once leading British female is, that's superb. That is superb. That's a reference to Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth Regina, ER. And then a missionary. Missionary is Xavier. So Xavier must be a famous missionary. I didn't know that. Show my ignorance again. to a lot of people. But anyway, okay, we've done this top quarter, sort of. Something enthralling. I want to put wonder at the end. Something enthralling is a brain wonder. No, it's not a brain wonder. I don't know what it is. Oh, look at the way as well that this top right hand side, it's not really giving me anything, is it? Oh, we haven't looked at this. Versatile accessory, awfully well. It must be an anagram of swanky misfires, mustn't it? Is that 14 letters? Yes. Okay, so versatile accessory. I don't know. I don't know much about accessories. If it's some sort of clothing accessory, I'm not your man. Oh bother. What is it then? A versatile accessory. Oh, I do know it actually. It's a Swiss Army knife. I actually have one of those. I have a Swiss Army golf knife. Right. So that's a lovely. Well, that's a great answer. Not in the sense I've done anything clever, but in terms of look, that has got a lot of interesting letters in it. We get a K there. We get an M here. Oh, so this is phoning on. Oh dear. So, boy, lad, phoning on. If you're phoning, you're beginning with M. On. I don't know. La donna e. The lady is. I think I even know this piece of music. I think I've maybe even seen this word or this phrase in a crossword before and would have struggled with it then. Let's try 19 down. What's most important? Keynote or something. Having family, doctor at home. Doctor at home. I mean, at home is often in. Doctor has a lot of abbreviations. MB, MO, DR, GP, Kingpin is the answer. Okay, I had the right thought for the doctor in the end. Kin for family, short synonyms are key. GP for doctor and in. And Kingpin, what's most important? Can I get this letter? That might help. Most lean on one matchless all round. Most lean. That's like the thing with the least fat, isn't it? So thinnest or something. On one. Matchless. Best. Boniest. There we go. Okay. So, mobile, La Donna. Oh, on mobile. That's going to be right. I don't believe it. Okay, well, that's great. I mean, I'm so relieved to solve that because I cannot tell you how often this happens to me in cryptic crosswords where there is it's almost, well, it's the thing that I fear is the foreign phrase that I just don't know, like this one. Thank goodness the wordplay was good enough here that I could fathom it out. But imagine if you're a fan of opera. You know, this is an easy answer. This is a 1 second clue. But for me, it's sort of a 10-minute festival of anxiety. Right, anyway, that's great. Now we can maybe try the 3-letter one. Doctrine, ism, maybe. Oh, hang on, I needed to explain. Boniest, sorry. Most lean, boniest. On is just on, it's just that word, on. One, I. Matchless, if you're matchless, you're the best, and that goes all round the on and the one. 25, I'm thinking ism for a doctrine. Generally, somewhat, clumsily recalled. Okay, a doctrine generally is an ism. And somewhat clumsily, we have one of these every week. Did we have 2 last week? And I was very surprised. If you take some of the word clumsily and recall it, which is telling you to reverse it, you can see it spells out ISM in the word. So this is a hidden clue. There's normally one of these. This might be one man. Well, with minimum staff. Handle number in retreat. Yes, it is one man. Okay, with minimum staff, if something is one man, obviously it is with minimal staff, as in a one-man band, for example. So handle is another term for a name, actually. And the number is NO as an abbreviation. Now, again, I do this every week, but why don't we do it this week as well? You have to be able to support. You can't just abbreviate things willy-nilly. They have to be supported by the dictionary. So if we go to NO dot, there it is, number. That's why it's appropriate as an abbreviation. Now, can we get 16 down? Something fashionable labelled might have had this shape. Well, I'm thinking pentagon because it's a shape that fits. Let's put that in and see if we can. See if we can justify it. Something fashionable labelled. I mean, labelled might have had this tag on. Something fashionable. Wow, that's very hard. I think this is heptagon, which is obviously not a pentagon by any manner nor means. Hep. I think there is a phrase like a hepcat, HEPCAT, which means somebody cool. So I'm thinking hep might be a word that means fashionable. So heptagon is what I would go for there. I'm going to, let's check. I'm not going to change the answer, so I will get the crossword wrong. Hepcat. There we go, a hipster. So hep means a breast of fashion. So that's right, isn't it? That's going to be heptagon. And we might get, overlapping. Drinking too much. That must be overlapping. Sharing a bit. Okay. So thank goodness this bottom section was easier than the top right. But, well, maybe we try this one first. Hit and stab in back. Hit. And stab in back. The stab is like an attempt. Go, maybe. A go. Stern could be the back of something. Don't like that. Hit. Sell out. I quite like hell. I'm just going to put sell out in. I can't think why it would be that. I'm just trying to. I like a hit is a sellout. I don't understand the stabbing back thing. No, don't like it. Can't justify it at all, so it doesn't deserve to be in there. Okay, what's this one? It's got a W in it. Officers in reserve. Is that... There's probably some phrase for the home something. The home warlord or something. I don't think it is the home warlord. Officers in reserve. Prepared retreats after fighting. Home. In reserve. Prepared retreats after fighting. It sounds like a prepared retreat. Sounds like some, a place you go after you've been fighting. I don't. No. Well, okay, wardens I can justify as the second word. I don't know what the first word is yet, but wardens I can justify because a retreat is a den. So in plural, dens, that goes after a word for fighting, which is war. So something wardens might be right. Officers in reserve. Prepared. So we need a word, a three-letter word that means prepared. Army. Well, why isn't it army then? Army wardens. Prepared. No, I don't think it is army. I think officers in reserve. Homeward, prepared. If something's prepared, it's not home. I don't know, but I really like wardens there. I'm going to try 20 down just in case, because it will give us 3 starting letters. Working practice, modus operandi is what I'm thinking, MO, of French secretary, upset primates. Oh, goodness me. There are a lot of different types of primates, which is, I think, what we're looking for here. Of French. Of French is de, isn't it? And secretary could be PA. Ape. Ape men I quite like as a result of that. I don't think that's quite right, but something like that might be interesting. So how does that work then? No, it doesn't, does it? Working practice of French secretary. The only bit of that I like is the AP at the start, because secretary for PA. But my suggestion would have been MODE. Apedom. That might be right. Apedom. As in general primates, the domain of the apes, the apedom. Okay, let's see if that can justify that. Such as refund, returned periodically. Yeah, okay. If something is... This is sort of an and lit. It's a description of something that's due, such as refund, returned periodically, would be describing something that was due. Now, why is due the answer? Well, if you look at the periodic letters in the word refund and return them, when it says periodic, it means regularly occurring. So either the odd numbered letters or the even numbered letters. So if we take the even numbered letters, EUD, return them, due. So that's going to be right. Now, can we get this one? Ex-prisoner. Given word of encouragement for keeping in trim. An ex-prisoner is a... Theodore Bagwell doesn't fit. I don't know that. 26. Wrongly declare is misstate, isn't it? One's piece of data in note. Piece of data. Stat. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's literally every clue I can answer. I get this sense of relief. Okay, how does this one work? Well, when we see note in cryptic crosswords, it is a fairly terrifying thing, because it has so many options. It would be like using US state or something. Now, there are 50 US states, each of which has an abbreviation. So if you're told an answer involves an abbreviation for a US state, there's an awful lot of things you're having to siphon through as possibilities. And the same is true here with note, because it's slightly less extreme, but it's still similar. You've got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do, which all have their own spellings. So let me show you. I mean, if we look up mi in the dictionary, not only is it the normal word, the form of I used for the objective case, it is an anglicised spelling of this word, me. And you click on that, the third note, do, re, mi, of the solfa notation of the scale. So we've got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do for note. You've also just got the musical notes, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and G. So all of those things are possible. We saw up here we had key, didn't we? Which again is musical key. I mean, normally this one wouldn't be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But mi here is what we need. So we've got in note, which is in mi. We're putting ones, eyes is how that works. Piece of data is a stat, and we put that inside me, and we get misstate, which means wrongly declare. So this is, no, that's annoying, because that is something out then. I couldn't see why it would be stabbing. Oh, so no, okay, sorry. I thought, it is stabbing back. If you stab someone in the back, you sell them out. Sorry, I was trying to put a word for stab in a word for back, rather than treating it as stabbing back. That's very bad of me. Okay, so what's this? Parolee. That's going to be the answer. Not Theodore Bagwell. Ex-prisoner. That must be parolee. Given word of encouragement, ole. In pair, which, okay, because it's being kept in, trim. If you trim something, you pair it, you cut it. Okay, so what's this word then? The second word here, replacement. Replacement fits. Medical hip replacement. It must be that. It must be hip. I haven't worked out why. I'm going to put it in, and then we can have a think. Hip replacement. Right. Why is this right? Welcome, hi. If you say hi to someone, you welcome them. Before, pre. Finding work, a placement is work, isn't it? So hip replacement. And that gives us, that stops wonder at the end of 10 across. Signal. Folder, binder. Spellbinder. I quite like that. That's a folder is a binder. Signal is a signal a spell? I really like spellbinder for the definition. Something enthralling would be a spellbinder. Signal and spell. Why are they? If you signal something, do you spell it? Maybe. His few faults, one loudly brought. Fishwife. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. I even said, when we first looked at this clue, it looks like an anagram. I just didn't think it was an anlit, and that was really silly of me. That's a beautiful clue, actually. That is an absolutely beautiful clue. Okay, how does this work? Well, we have to read the whole thing. His few faults, one loudly broaches. So it's somebody who nags at a man, somebody who's, and it's quite useful to learn some words for this as well, because I think shrew often comes up. I want to say termagant is a word. There are others that come up in crosswords. So let's actually have a look at that word, termagant, because that is a funny old word. Termagant. There we go. A scolding woman. Termagant. But this one is fishwife. Now why? Well, we need to find fault with the letters his few. So we need to anagram them, into which we put IF, which is what I wanted to put in originally. For one, as in I for one, and F for loudly. And if we put all that in, we get fishwife. And if we go back to the dictionary and look it up, fishwife. Oh, it's not there. Oh, it is there. Fishwife. A woman who carries fish. A coarse loud-mouthed woman. That's interesting. That's an interesting definition, because I would have actually, in my mind, a fishwife is more of a scold, rather than somebody who's just loud-mouthed. And I think the clue is sort of trying to get at the fact that a fishwife has a sort of shrewish quality. Anyway, let's try that. Let's go back to 1 across now. Rush towards Rome. It's warmer. It's warmer. Rush towards, flee. It is flee. If you rush towards Rome, now Rome is the home of the Vatican. Well, hang on. I thought this was going to be fleece. Oh, hang on. Yes, okay. I was suddenly thinking the religions are the wrong way around for what I was about to say. Okay, so this is an outrageous clue. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but it's not easy. Okay, so if you rush towards Rome, the clue is pontificating, then you flee the Church of England. You rush towards the Vatican, the home of the Catholic Church. and therefore you'd be fleeing the Church of England. So that is what's going on. This is air, I think, as in that, with that pronunciation rather than ear as the pronunciation. Ere I saw something, meaning before I saw it, in the olden days. So it's an old once. It was a word for before, but you have to say it that way for the homophone to work. In broadcast is telling you it's a homophone because you'd hear a broadcast. Now, is this colonel? Officer, it looks good, doesn't it? One refusing to fight on his own. I mean, it must be colonel. Let's see why. One refusing to fight on his own. Oh, okay. One refusing to fight is a conscientious objector, which is a CO. So if we go to the dictionary, I mean, this is not, you don't see this very often. There, conscientious objector, CO. So that's the start of this. On his own, lone, left, L, altogether colonel. I was thinking of the hello pronunciation. And then officer is obviously a colonel. So we've got to get this one. Driver, wagoner. From west, heading that way. Oh, driver from west. Game wardens would work then. Oh, if you're prepared for something, you're game for it, aren't you? Okay, so it's going to be wagoner, but I don't know why. West obviously is W. Heading that way. Sorry, I haven't got this. I haven't quite understood why it's wagoner yet, but I think it is wagoner, as in somebody who drives a wagon. Heading that way. I don't know. Well, it couldn't be anything else. It couldn't be. I mean, it can't be anything else. Why is it this? I mean, I do wonder whether the definition is driver from west, as in the Wild West. I mean, maybe that is where you'd be most likely to find a wagoner. Heading that way. So if you... I mean, if clues go to the west, they sort of reverse often across clues. So I'm also trying to read this backwards and see if I can see anything interesting about it that way. Driver from west, heading that way. I don't know, maybe, is it trying to say a goner? If you go west, are you a goner? Is that a euphemism for dying? I wonder if that's how I'm meant to read it. I don't know that that's true, but I thought go west was not. I thought if you go west, you sort of leave a place to go and find your fortune. But maybe going west could be a euphemism for if you're a goner, you know, if you've got no hope. So west would be W, heading that way. You're a goner, literally. I think that's the best I can do. But somehow we have filled the puzzle, which is an absolute miracle. Let's see if it's right. Oh no, I've done it wrong. Oh no. Oh well, that's my own I was pleased to get this. I thought nay for Scottish no, it's going to be NAE, and that's what I've got wrong. So if we go, no, is nay not Scottish? Is it only dialectic? Yeah, okay, well I think it nay in Scotland, but it's going to be NAE. Scots form of no. Okay, so the thing is La Donna E Mobile, rather than it being Y there, it's E, which I didn't. I mean, I told you this is the problem I have with all foreign phrases and general ignorance. Oh, and that's going to cause every comment to be about that. I'm so sorry. I also noticed that when I did that, I wasn't meant to click submit with the leaderboard because it affects all the SNITCH ratings when I do that. But because I've got the puzzle wrong, actually, I don't think my time will count for the SNITCH ratings anyway. So that's disappointing, but at least understandable. And yet again, I have demonstrated pure ignorance. Let's have a look at chronon, which was a word I didn't know. Chronon, another word I didn't know. You didn't have to say it, I said it. Chronon, a unit of time that required for a photon to travel the diameter of an electron. Wow, 10 to the minus 24 seconds. That is a seriously short amount of time. Okay, what else was there anything else that we actually, I mean, there were so many things that we didn't understand when we first read the clues. Heptagon we justified, apedom we justified. I think, let's just check go west. Does it have a meaning that's different? Go west. To die. Yeah, there we go. To go to America. That was the meaning I knew. To die, with reference to the setting sun. Oh, right. The Islands of the Blessed, or Tyburn, which I think was where the public executions took place in the old days, or to be destroyed or completely dissipated. So that's a very clever clue, isn't it? It literally is. It's also, a driver from the west, as in the Wild West. So it sort of works two ways. It's very, very nice. It's a brilliant puzzle, frankly. It's an absolutely brilliant puzzle. Breathtakingly clever cluing. It's just very hard. I mean, you could see that at the start, where I think I got Lav, but in the first 10 minutes I probably didn't get another clue in, which is a massive testament to the setting skills involved in this one. It's a quality puzzle. More like this every Friday. I love them, even though I don't like the ones with foreign phrases. So forgive me for that if you can. If you do like these videos, please do drop a like on them. And a comment to try and help the algorithm. We would really appreciate it. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.